Okay. Y'all ready? All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you to the media for being here. Since I have the distance and no one is within me, I'm going to slip my mask off just a little bit so you can understand me a little bit better. Wanted to have this informational press conference this afternoon for a couple of reasons. Two things that I have covered in the past over the last month or two have been, one, our road construction and our projects on Ross-Clark Circle. The last time we had met, we had talked about the fact that even though we are happy and proud of all of the projects that we have going on Ross-Clark Circle, we are acutely aware, of course, of the fact that this can be disruptive to some degree, and our businesses are important to us. I will continue to reiterate that fact. They're extremely important to us in many ways, not only in the fact that it's one of sales tax revenue, but that they're our family and they're our friends that are usually managing and operating these businesses along that section where the construction is taking place. If you would bring up the website on our, wanted to make sure that everyone knew that one of the things that we talked about last time was that we wanted a way for not only the businesses along those routes where on the Ross-Clark Circle where our phase one is about finished up and phase two is about halfway there, to have a place that they can go to at any time and check on our website. So Dothan.org is of course where to go, and if you'll scroll down on that, as you can see on our home page, you'll see it says projects around the city listed there. You can click on a couple of things. One is the Ross-Clark Circle project, where you can find phone numbers of those that are a part of the project themselves. Of course, we are doing that through ALDOT, the Alabama Department of Transportation. You'll also find a number there to the City of Dothan and of our engineering services that are overseeing that project as well for the City of Dothan. So if you have questions and you're not sure where we are within each project, or you're concerned, you have a concern about your particular business, people being able to get in there, seeing where you're doing business, or an entrance that seems to be blocked, we wanted to make sure that we had up-to-date information in the hands of those that are on this corridor there. So please take note of that. We will probably have some written literature as well that we will try to put in the hands of the individual business owners along each phase, so that they not only, if they've not heard here or on other media sources that we have this, we want to make sure that they have that information. That is important to us, and I wanted to continue to let everyone know we are proud and we are happy about those projects, but it is important to the City Commission and our City of Dothan staff and all of our department heads just that projects continue to move along as fast as we would like them to. So wanted to bring that up today and kind of inform you, make sure that gets out there. We also, like everywhere else in the state and the country, we are of course approaching the holidays, the first one being tomorrow, being Thanksgiving, and we wanted just to as a reminder to reiterate those things that we have talked about in the past. And I know that you are probably COVID fatigued from all of the protocols that have been doing since March, but there are some that are working well. And when you're out in public and you're within 6 feet of someone, we continue to agree and say that a mask is very helpful with helping to prevent the spread and or receive the COVID-19 virus. So we recommend you do that. It's something that I do a lot of times as much as for someone else than it is for my own protection. Those that are over 60, 65 and or others that have underlying chronic illnesses and conditions, they are affected greater than others, and we need to be aware of that. I have always said from the very beginning that the thing that concerns me most is our city and our county and our Wiregrass and where our hospitals are every day. I can't keep up with everything that goes on in the state or the nation, but I can keep up with what goes on in our hospitals, because that's where our family and that's where our friends go when they're sick. And it's not just about whether they have COVID and the virus, but they have other illnesses that a lot of people, not only in the city of Dothan, but in our MSA region, come to both Flowers and Southeast Health and all the other medical practitioners that we have. And we have great medical facilities. Right now, we seem to be continuing to hold around. Typically in Flowers Hospital, we see around 25 to 27 or so COVID inpatients, and that's about where we have been and where we are now. At Southeast Health, typically we're in the 30s to around 40. We're right around that number now. I think it's about 44 COVID inpatients. We continue as a city. We get numbers. I get numbers 3 times a week from both the hospitals. It's important, again, to me, that we keep a surge down in our area, because even though our hospitals have done a tremendous job with handling what we have been going through, and our Houston County Health Department, the Alabama Department of Public Health, Corey Kirkland, who's here with me this afternoon, have done a great job. We don't want to overwhelm them with COVID patients. Right now, I think both hospitals are doing a great job. They're ready if a surge does come after the holidays. Their PPE levels are good, but staffing, as usual, is tight. When the hospitalizations are up, even with non-COVID patients, that taxes them and their staff from being able to take care of you and I every day. And it's not just the COVID. It's we are entering the flu season, which is my reminder as well to say, please make sure you get your flu shot. I haven't heard of many cases of the flu yet, but I have had at least one person that I know of that's had both flu A and B and COVID. And it's not a good thing to have to experience and go through. Luckily for them, they've done well, but I wanted to continue to stress that. We want to be careful. Typically, it's that 5 to 7 days and that 10 to 12 days after we have a holiday that we can possibly see a surge. And so we don't want to come off of Thanksgiving and then be right into Christmas or right before Christmas and have a lot of people end up in the hospitals. I care too much about the people and about all of those that in our city and our county. We just want to make sure that we bring that message to you today. I'm going to step out of the way for a moment and then return to the mic, but I'm going to ask Corey Kirkland if he would please come forward and then talk about a few things that maybe we would be doing or that he has seen and during Thanksgiving and upcoming Christmas holidays. Corey?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor, for inviting me today and giving me an opportunity to speak. I will take this down so you can hear me okay in this larger room. But like you said, there's several considerations with the holiday season that's coming up, especially with Thanksgiving. We have seen an increase in the daily hospitalizations for COVID patients throughout the state, and so we certainly want to try to do our best to mitigate any increased numbers in that locally and throughout the state. One thing about Thanksgiving is, of course, I think it's important for us to see our families. I said that earlier in a couple of interviews this week, and I think especially with this year, with everything that everyone's had to endure with lockdowns and with the changes in the way that our normal lives operate, I think it's really important to see our families and let them know that we love them and have that interaction. But I do want to stress that we do want to do it safely this year, because we don't want to add to any issues with our hospitals and our capacity here locally, especially throughout the state. A couple of things that we had mentioned earlier in the week, just if you have a large family and it's a immediate family, doing some things outside. If you have kids coming home to see parents, if you have some grandparents or something that are coming to the house, and you're trying to keep it small, but maybe you do have a large family. Maybe if you don't, doing the eating outside. Looks like we're going to have fairly good weather. It keeps us from have to be shoulder to shoulder maybe inside when you're eating, when you're fellowshipping and those kind of things. I've had more than a couple of employees told me that they have set it up so that more family members can come, but they're doing it all outside. They've got some tents set up. They've got one of them called it a buffet style food that they're going to do, and they're only going to allow so many through at one time, and they're going to let them sit down. They're going to have another group. They're even actually asking them to bring their own chairs and different things. So they're going to be able to see one another and enjoy one another and have a good Thanksgiving, but they're going to do it safely. And they did have some people in the family that do have those underlying health conditions, that do have the higher age that puts them at a greater risk. But they've been creative, and they're going to be able to do that. And we just wanted to stress, to try to keep your number small if at all possible. If you can stay home, do that as well. If you can do it outside, that's even better. If we do have a little bit of rain that day, or if you're expecting to do it inside for other reasons, think about the size of the space that you're going to use and how many people you could accommodate safely. Encourage them while they're there to wear a mask, especially if you have some that have not interacted with you recently. Hand sanitizer, hand washing, encourage that. If you can use single service items and those kind of things while you're eating, that would be another thing to do to help mitigate any possible transmission. Thinking about shopping and those kind of things too. I know a lot of questions about that, but certainly the mayor said that wearing the mask is important for your own safety. I have said this to my own employees and to friends and family, but it's also very important for others' safety as well. It is being considerate of those that you don't know, and especially in this season that we're going into, because stores will be full, and wearing the mask is a really key way of keeping yourself safe, but making sure that you keep the strangers safe as well. The distancing is also, of course, very important with that use. Hand washing, the sanitizers. I know a lot of stores have started carrying this stuff at the door, and sometimes throughout the store. Would encourage people to make use of it while they're shopping, maybe change the hours that you're shopping, those kind of things. Curbside service has been wonderful. My family has used the grocery delivery to its fullest extent, and it has been very helpful. So I would encourage people to explore those if you haven't already used them, and if you have access to them. It just helps keep you from being included in those crowds, and helps to mitigate any chance that you become sick or any other problems. One other thing too, I would encourage one to get the flu shot. He touched on, it is flu season. That can be a contributing factor to hospitals filling up as well each year. So I would encourage one to get their flu shot if you haven't had it in several years. If you have questions, there's a lot of good research that you can view on the CDC's website. If you have questions about it due to your age or due to an underlying health condition, I would encourage you to call your provider and ask those questions about, should I get the flu shot? You certainly could call any of our county health departments. We'd be happy to help with those questions as well. But just encourage people to do that, to have a good Thanksgiving. I think it's important, but to do it safely and to enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Corey. I'm going to end on a personal note in a moment, but before we do that, are there any questions that anyone has that we could do now, or we can do it afterwards for Corey or myself? You want to do that? If you have any now, we wait till later? Okay. I just want to say, in reflection since March, this has been a difficult year, and there's everyone knows that, and our emotions have been raw, and I watch a lot of times what's going on in other parts of the country and the world, and even the state. But I am thankful for many things, and I know that a lot of times it's hard, in a season like this to find the things that you're thankful for. But I'm thankful for a city and a county like Dothan and Houston County that I think, have persevered well. I think we have done a better job than most, and I'll say it. I'm proud of our citizens, and I'm proud of all the people here. I am grateful for our healthcare workers and those that are in the hospitals and emergency rooms and emergency departments and our emergency responders. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for them and what all they do, and especially during these hard times. I'm thankful to all of our city employees for their continuing to keep the services going and that during this difficult times. I'm thankful for our businesses and the families and the people that they have continued to employ and keep their businesses open. I'm thankful for our nonprofit entities and our faith-based groups and our churches and synagogues and all of those that continue to provide, clothing and food and drink and shelter and counseling, and it's just extremely important to us and to me and our city commission that we have many things to be thankful for. And I want to just say happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and I hope you have a great holiday season. Thank you.